Hey, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Indie Film Cafe. I'm your host, A Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow. Moo, everybody. And tonight I am joined by
Jonathan Moody.
outstanding, sir. And tonight the two of us are joined by
Jackey Hall, but I don't know how to make a moo sound for my name.
Oh, that's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. You got Zeke. He's cow enough.
Yay.
Hey,
All right. And tonight we are watching a movie. I can't honestly tell you exactly what it's about because I'm not 100% certain. But I can tell you that the movie is called Blind Goat, and it was written and directed by Stuart Paul. He's a guy that we did a movie early, and as a matter of fact, Alex Villaret, who was the star of Dollface, is the star of this one too. And that was a peculiar film, to say the least. So we have every expectation that this one will be just as weird and silly. I've got the monkey with me, and this should be interesting.
We're also going to be recording this for commentary purposes for our Patreons. So if you guys want to, just get ready for a commentary track on that.
Just to make sure I'm correct here, the name of the movie is Blind Ghost.
Yes.
Okay.
2021.
It sounded like you said Blind Goat.
Yes, I'm not the only one who heard that. Okay, good. I think it was the internet,
Yeah, I think so too. But I was like, wait a minute, how did I get it wrong again?
Yeah, the internet must have been really bad right then.
It was.
Right.
It sounded like goat. All right, it is Ghost.
All right.
I thought the movie was called The Ghost Without a Voice. Like, what?
Goodness me. All right, guys. So we're going to go check out this movie, and we'll be back after we listen to some mood music. And we are back.
Oh, Lord. That was a rough one, man.
Man, Blind Ghost. You can really tell why they called it that, can't you?
You need to be blind to watch this movie.
Yeah, to enjoy it. Actually, even if you're blind, you don't enjoy it.
No.
Oh, for God's sakes. All right, Jackie, you get to tell everybody in the world what this movie was about.
Oh, no. We still haven't figured it out.
Oh my God.
There was like no purpose. So the film starts off with her face being wrapped, and then you notice the doctor and the weird conversations and how basically you could just figure out yourself that she's getting a new face. But why, they never explain. There's no backstory. There's no nothing. And then it just goes to shit after that.
Do you want to hear the plot on IMDb?
Please. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the movie.
It says a beautiful young woman left blind by a hit and run must unmask her attackers before they strike again and lay claim on her $500 million inheritance.
Okay, so what the fuck was up with the whole face thing then?
What do you mean?
I guess she was faking it because it turns out she was a serial killer and was faking the blindness too. I don't understand.
But there was like a face thing. Like the way they were making it sound is to put her out of her misery, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, so she got hit by a car, I guess. We don't ever see that. It starts off with they're already, bandaged up.
Surgery, maybe.
Well, he accuses her of throwing herself behind the car's wheels.
Yeah, like she was gonna, but that's at the end. So
but that's not gonna fool a doctor who supposedly performed surgery on her.
That dude was from like the 1800s.
I don't understand. It makes no freaking sense.
So the movie was like normal times, basically, from what we could tell, but the cops were from like the 1800s.
The cops are like from the...
This movie is like 1 plus yellow equals cabbage.
It's like if you took a lot of acid and drank a lot of alcohol. I wouldn't know because I've never taken acid, but I can only imagine it would be this random.
No, acid would be more fun. Like this movie.
Okay, movie. All right.
This movie was not fun.
Stuart Paul, the director, needed to have fired Stuart Paul, the writer, because I have no idea what the hell's going on in this movie.
It's like he's drunk and just like on drugs and just like writing stuff out. Goes
I think he just typed out a bunch of pages and then threw them up in the air, and however they fell down, that's the script.
Yeah.
You know? Just random shit.
To get a little backstory, though, or whatever background, Stuart Paul's the director, and his brother is Stephen Paul. Stephen Paul is the guy who he actually produced the Baby Geniuses movies.
Oh God!
Yeah, so he gave the world the Baby Geniuses movies. He also produced the Ghost Rider movies with Nicolas Cage and everything.
Oh dear.
And so he started his company SP Releasing, Stephen Paul Releasing would be my guess. And he acquired the company Echo. It was Echo Bridge. Which,
he's got Echo Bridge?
He's got Echo Bridge.
Holy shit.
So any movie that basically goes to the Dollar Tree and says Echo Bridge, you can thank Stephen Paul. So
yeah, there's a lot of those.
But so I guess given those given that like thing, Stephen Paul gave money, I don't know how much, probably $5,000 to $10,000 or something to his brother. And to his brother.
Several Pauls, because Hank Paul is the executive producer, Samuel Mason Paul and Stephen Paul are all listed as producers.
Right. And so they all, I guess they're all Paul brothers would be my guess. I mean, unless they're cousins or something, but I think they're all brothers.
I think they're all appalling.
They are pretty appalling. But yeah, so they're, that's what I could dig up. Because I think I even shared that with you, Paul, before.
Yeah.
Paul. Your name is Paul.
I'm thinking of changing it after this.
Oh, Lord.
It's so weird.
I know. This is a strange movie. So tell us, why did you pick this, Paul?
Because we saw a movie from pretty much these same people earlier called Dollface, which was also a very peculiar, weird movie starring pretty much the same people, except there were lots of weird dolls everywhere. And to me, it was a little bit more, a lot more fun, but it was equally, strange and you can't really figure out what the hell was going on. But this was just, I was so lost. I was so lost at what's going on. It makes no sense, So weird. But I figured, if Dollface was bad and fun, this was hopefully going to be bad and fun. It was just bad.
It was.
Somebody's review of it said the worst improv group in the carnival.
Yeah.
Kind of fits. This does feel very like improv-y, which can be fun. There's some directors that can pull that off. James Balsamo does a lot of who Tim Dax, who's in this movie, works with, does a lot of improv, and he's really good at getting people to do improv. And he sort of has a script, but mainly for his own stuff.
So you're saying it's guerrilla filmmaking like our friends?
It's guerrilla filmmaking, I guess, but it's not as much, I don't know. There's like too much plot, if you get what I mean. Even though there's no plot, there's too much plot. We're very confused of what's going on.
Well, because nothing is connected and it's not obvious, and they don't bother to tell you anything. And when they do try to tell you something, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lick of sense. Yeah, there was so many strange scenes. So we talked about the plot. Let's talk about the characters. Paul.
So yeah, Alex Villaret pretty much plays a similar character to what she did in Dollface. So she's this pretty young girl from France, presumably, who is in line to inherit some money.
Even though we don't know where from or how or what, right? Like they don't explain any of that.
No, we don't get anything like
it was
that.
because her parents died or something.
Sure.
Because they talk about her family.
When? I don't remember that.
In the movie, they talk about her family for a small bit.
Aren't they all part of her family in some way?
I don't fucking know.
That's Aunt Nagy.
Yeah, that's the dude with the wig.
Well, it's a female, but you know,
Uncle Fun.
Uncle Fun.
That's the dude with the tattoos all over his noggin. Right?
Yep, that's Tim Dax. Yep.
You know, his character reminded me of some like random character that Rob Zombie would put in one of his movies from, you know,
white trashy kind of character,
just,
right?
Like off the fucking charts, like crazy for no reason.
Yeah, yep. I could see that. So and then there's
corpses. He reminded.
Then there's a couple of friends. There's the girl that keeps tickling her. I forget her name, Amber.
And well, they're actually, I just learned this on looking at the trivia. The only trivia for this movie says that Alex and the other girl are actually, her name's like Lindsay, are actually like best friends in real life, you know, so kind of makes sense that like their characters seem like they would be more okay with each other.
And then there's an Asian girl that is in a wheelchair, but she doesn't need it because we see her get up from it. So I don't quite understand
They never explain that or why.
They never explain.
No.
And it got me really confused because right after her death, they signed the papers and everything, you know, and so I thought she was the one who had the inheritance. And now everybody gets that. But I guess no. I guess that just happened that the chick died and the next day was the signing or something. I don't know. It was very confusing.
Yeah, I have no idea. The movie sort of assumes you understand it when you don't, and that's problematic.
Well, no, because it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, no. And then there's like a couple of cops, and there's a private detective who's afraid of mice.
And
he's wandering around with mouse traps all the time. They don't explain that.
Oh no, he pulls out a mouse trap out of his pocket.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Because she says, because there's a line, and like my favorite line in it is something about bed bugs, and he's like, you have bed bugs? Says, no, only mice. And he's like, pulls out like a mouse trap and sets it down.
A couple of them.
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah. Like, who fucking, Jackie, don't you go around like putting mouse traps down everywhere out of your pocket?
Yeah.
Of course.
Actually, I'm out. I need to go pick some up before I go to sleep.
And, there may or may not be a ghost who's not blind, by the way. So the fucking title of the movie makes no goddamn sense.
Don't even show the ghost until the last couple of minutes of the fucking movie.
And then it's changed. First it's her ghost, and then it's his ghost. And I'm like,
no. They don't even call them ghosts at the end. They call them guardian angels. They're their guardian angels. What it changes from being a ghost. So I'm like, this movie does not know what it is.
I think the squirrel died of confusion.
Yeah.
Poor squirrel, man. Because I wonder if that was a real squirrel that just like had died and they.
If I'd been on this set, I would have just popped a lot of edibles and been like, "Fuck this shit."
I think that's exactly what they all did.
Toward the end of the movie, they were slurring their words like they were drunk and stuff. And I actually thought they were drunk. Like, not that was good acting. I just think they were actually probably drunk because.
And let's not forget the filthy, shirtless, hairy leprechaun who managed to ingratiate himself in this film.
And he was in the first movie too. He's in Dollface as well as a doctor. So he came back as another doctor, but like, I don't know what the doctor of like.
He was Dr. Sharktail or something like that. For some
Sharktail.
Why do they have such goofy freaking names? The
Uncle
detective was Detective Bonkers.
and he was not as bonkers as the rest of them, so he didn't deserve that name.
Bonkers as the writer. I mean, come on, what is going on?
I don't
Stephen
know.
Paul, what is going on? Do you need an intervention?
Demand an actual plot.
Do you need an intervention? Do we have to come to your nice house and sit you down and say, and give you something nice to drink and say, listen, dude, I understand you've got money and you want to make movies, but can't you make ones that make,
How do we know he has
a lick of sense?
How do we know he has money?
Well, I mean, he had that big ass house.
How do you know that's his house?
That's somebody's house they filmed in, so it must be somebody who produced it.
Because Alex Villarreal is gorgeous and she's hanging around with this guy, and it's not because he's making great movies. There's got to be a reason, and I'm betting it's money.
Well, because she's starring in them. Because like if you look at most of her credits, she's not the star of most of this stuff, but she's the star of every one of this guy's movies. So This guy says, hey, I'm going to put you as the star of my movie. And she says, okay. And then that's it. I don't think it has anything to do with like money necessarily, because you think so?
Me too.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
All right.
The only reason.
Only reason why she's like actually a part of this shit. She probably gets paid. Like, I'm serious. Like,
she pays herself.
What?
She pays herself.
She pays her.
She's paying. Okay. She's paying for all this shit.
I don't think she's paying for it. I think the executive producer is paying for it, which is the guy who's
paying for it in Braille.
She's paying for it with her soul.
That makes as much sense as this fucking movie.
Oh, for God's sake! Why is she got a haunted book that floats around in Braille? Why does she even need Braille? She already knows how to read. It's ridiculous.
Well, Braille is reading when you're blind, right? So she's just trying to read, but she's reading a Braille book that it just says like learning in Braille, right? So all of a sudden it becomes like a spell book. Like she starts like reading these spells that come out. It's so fucking strange.
Just random shit.
Putting them in there.
I guess. I mean, that's like as much logic as
that are just
didn't
floating.
Do one scary thing the entire time.
And by the way, this was supposed to be a farting ghost. It got me so mad they didn't do it.
This movie
does not fart once.
No, God, that would have been so much more fun.
I know, like, come on, why didn't they?
Or even if Alex Villarreal had just let one rip, just one juicy one, it would have been fun.
Yeah, but then we didn't even get that. We got nothing.
We're lacking.
We got no blind ghosts and no farting ghosts. What a fucking joke.
I wonder if the subtitles messed up on the farting part. I would like to ask the director.
We got confusion is what we got. We got befuddlement. I'm just
because I think Alex said farting, so maybe it was supposed to say something else. But no, because then they called it a smelly ghost. So
that was the dog.
Yeah, and she said that was the dog. So that was actually the dog that was whatever. So like, I don't know. It was well, who knows anything about this movie? This movie is so fucking. I have
no idea. I thought Dollface was confusing, was Cal-fusing, and it was. But that made more sense than this one, and that's a scary statement. This movie, no clue. This is incoherent.
Speaking of cows, there was a big picture of a cow. So
I was very happy to see that.
Yes, you were very, that made your day.
Yes.
But the rest of the movie didn't.
No.
It was so bad. Yeah, sorry, Jackie. We always seem to get you on these like really terrible movies.
Like the worst of the worst, like has no storyline or plot
or
good acting.
What about some of the acting from some of these folks?
It was
what did you guys think?
It was all bad. It was actually, I mean, I did not mind Alex. I thought she, as the lead, like she was good, but like the writing was so terrible.
Yeah.
At times it didn't make any sense that her character would say half the shit she said.
Right.
Yeah.
She was convincing saying it,
The thing is, she hasn't really shown any range. She seems to play the exact same character as the last film. She approached it the same way, and she was inconsistent, just like she was in the last film, where there were times where she was clearly, not blind, and we could tell, and it turns out she wasn't.
Right. So when you look back at that movie, you'll be like, okay, now that makes sense why she was like, but the whole time we were going, she doesn't seem like she's blind. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to make her still look like she's blind, even to the audience.
So, the jury's still out about her. I think she's okay. I just would like to see her in a movie that makes sense.
She's in one other movie by these guys called Vamp Father, and I want to see that.
Called A Butt Bother?
No, Vamp Father.
Oh God, I can't wait to get it.
That's exactly what I heard.
Yeah, and it's got like Danny Trejo and
I'm buying
and Tom Sizemore.
Sorry.
Did the blind ghost get you?
Yes.
Oh, I accidentally stepped on Zeke's foot, and his scream terrified me.
No. The blind farting ghost got her.
Mommy's okay, Bubby.
See, blind farting ghost would be a funnier movie.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I think she was okay. Like I said, I need to see her in other things. But there was some definitely over the top acting, like Mr. Fun over the top.
Uncle Fun at first was very sort of normal.
Nothing Naggy.
Now we'll talk about Naggy in a second, but
definitely
Uncle Fun was sort of normal at first. Seemed sort of like, I don't know. I kind of liked him in the beginning of the movie. Then, like toward the middle, he became this wacky, like on cracky kind of character,
He's
and I was
fun
just
out
like,
of control.
Yeah, he was just so so weird.
He started doing meth towards the start of the movie,
acting like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, like because at one point I really liked it, like because there's one point where the guy was walking with her, and then something happened. He just like was like, "You're not walking the way I want you to walk," blah 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 blah. I'm calling, and he dumps her, and then the other guy just appears, because I'm guessing there was supposed to be like a kind of a cut where he would come in or whatever, but like he just appears and he takes her away, and I'm like, all right, that was a little awkward. But he was like, Uncle Fun was still okay. Like he wasn't a bad, like, over.
Right. He wasn't acting like a 12-year-old on too much sugar at that point.
Yeah. But then he did. And then it got a little annoying after a bit,
Yeah. What about the leprechaun? He was so annoying. Why could he not put a shirt on? Why?
I still can't even figure out like what his purpose was in this film.
Yeah, well, my Tubi was so dark I could barely tell he was shirtless. He was shirtless until A, you pointed that out, and B, it like went into like fucking close up, and then
the close ups killed me.
That's not the Tubi. That's your eyes. You need new glasses.
I thought you were gonna say I need new eyes.
You need new glasses.
But he was. I mean, if his whole shtick was to be as annoying as possible, mission accomplished. He was the single most annoying character in the movie, in my opinion.
Not me. Naggy was more annoying than him. But
yeah, Naggy was the worst.
All right, so go ahead and talk about Aunt Naggy, because she is a nag.
Jackey, that's your cue.
She's just crazy, saying off the wall shit that's never explained, and everyone's like, "Who's this crackhead in the room?"
Yeah, she was telling in the beginning she wanted to kill, Alex. She wanted to kill her in the beginning, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we never got an explanation of that.
Well, and here's a question: if she's Aunt Naggy and he's Uncle Fun, does that mean that Aunt Naggy and Uncle Fun are married?
No, they never showed any type of.
Yeah, there's no relationship. I think
that's a visual I don't want in my head.
Well, you know what?
Look, there's a lot of stuff you don't want in your head.
I know, seriously, you don't want the leprechaun in your head. You don't want any of this shit in your head.
I believe.
Yeah,
it was very peculiar.
And
then the freaking private eye guy. What the fuck was his deal?
Outside on the brick floor with some mouse traps.
And then the whole thing with the lottery ticket at the end, I don't understand.
Well, he got that whatever the fortune cookie, but the fortune, like, where did they get? They had, okay, so they open up these fortune cookies. They look like eggs to me. Like, I thought they were eggs, and then they break it open and there's a fucking fortune. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know,
they look like fortune cookies to me.
Did they?
Yeah, you just have to really look at it. I tell you, you need to go to the
all right, stop that shit. I don't know.
But the thing is, they were in balloons, so the balloons popped, and they each got a fortune. One's like suspect number 1, suspect number 2, suspect. So who put that there and why?
Yeah, we never got an answer.
Well, I'm guessing it was Alex's character did that.
I guess maybe,
but it doesn't make any sense because she wasn't supposed to know about the balloons, right?
None of it made sense.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to know about the balloons because that was a surprise birthday party.
I guess.
I mean, I'm trying to make something make somewhat sense.
This is one of the most puzzling movies we've done on Indie Film Cafe. I can't remember one being so incoherent before. Even Wild World of Batwoman made some sense. It was off the wall and weird, and you had no idea what was going on, but it more eventually fun. Made sense. Yeah,
it was more Uncle Fun.
Oh God, yeah.
Because this is just so stupid. Like, it doesn't, like, I don't understand anything of, like, why why
were the decisions to make these things happen the way they happen? Why were they made?
I don't know.
Understand. Drugs, alcohol,
all of the above. It was just fucking, I don't know. Like, I can't even explain this. This thing has, like, warped my mind. You know, I thought Dollface was so crazy, but this just...
It was, but it was more fun.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if that's true, but it's, I mean, that movie was that felt kind of long, like it kind of went on, but at least we watched it through Tubi. And the problem with Tubi was you had commercials every
so that made it worse because we're watching it in little chunks and we're trying to catch up with each other. And that did not help the narrative flow at all.
I know. So after a while, we're just like, please end. We need this done.
Yeah. So Moody, when you buy the Blu-ray, we'll have to watch it again.
Nope. Out. If I buy the Blu-ray, we're not watching this again.
Oh my goodness.
But I would buy the Blu-ray of this because maybe it'll have commentary and somebody can tell me something that's going on because I have no idea.
I did like Alex Villaret's gold lame pants. Those were snazzy.
Didn't you like her green pants too?
Yeah. She kind of wore them too often. But the gold lame pants in that one scene.
That's not her fault. Wardrobe.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think they really had a wardrobe.
Probably not.
With the other thing I was thinking of is she slept a lot, but she also slept a lot in Dollface too. So it's
the whole thing it was very sloppy. I mean, at one point we all got to see the shadow of the drone. That was kind of funny.
So this movie, Dollface, and Vamp Father all came out in 2021. I wonder if they're all made around the same time. And they just shot these movies back to back to back, put them out. A lot of them have the same cast, so they're all around. You shoot them back to back to back, then put it out, and look, you got 3 fucking shitty, crazy movies. I want to see Vamp Father, and I'm gonna watch it this weekend. You guys don't have to be a part of it, but I want to see it because I want to see if it's as incoherent as this one. And
the Stephen Paul trilogy.
Stuart. You keep saying Stephen. Yes. Sorry. Stuart is the writer-director. Don't blame Stephen for the bad writing and directing. God, it's killing Paul, by the way, this movie.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'd cough in Braille if I could.
Oh, well, we need to do something in Braille.
Oh my goodness. So
Podcast
weird.
in Braille.
I mean, this isn't even a horror movie. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a whodunit, like like an old film noir. Somebody gets money, someone's going to try and kill them. And you got to guess which one it is. But even when the deaths happen, you don't see any of them. They're all off camera, so there's no violence. I mean, it's cheaper that way.
Special effects.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way. That's for sure.
You know what? It's funny because we went in here blind to watch it.
That's true.
It is because we had no idea what we're getting ourselves into. I don't think most people do. So here's a review, okay, on
movie didn't have a ghost of a chance.
Not really. Blind Ghost is a true what the fuck movie. The movie is about Lily, Alex Villarette, who is blinded in an accident. Her family, who are very odd crew indeed. One aunt is in a wheelchair. Oh, that's
an aunt?
That's an aunt, apparently. Is in a wheelchair.
They're like the same age.
One aunt keeps on saying they should let her die. There's an uncle that has tattooed his entire head to appear that he's wearing a helmet. One normal... What?
Sorry, Bubby.
One normal relative who I think is her sister, although it's not really made clear. The police fear that her accident was no accident, so a detective is hired to protect Lily, and she's also seems to be possibly be contacted by a ghost. This movie is really a mess. Plot lines start and stop left and right. We'll see someone apparently planning something, and then it's dropped. Characters act in crazy ways. For example, the weird lawyer bursts in on a family gathering, strips his shirt off, and starts guzzling beers. The detective says he'd rather sleep on a stoop than a couch and keeps mousetraps handy. Lily resists training in Braille, and the instructor just hurls insults at her. And the whole thing ends with the writer-director, who's oddly doesn't take any credit, just throwing twist after twist after twist in the space of a couple of minutes. And none of them make any sense, and they completely contradict major plot points. Don't like to hate on low-budget movies, although I do question the low-budget designation since it's filmed on a palatial sets. Right. I mean, just gorgeous, huge, magnificent houses and estates, and the actors are clearly giving it their all, but this one is rough. And I want to say that also we forgot to mention the lawyer, the lawyer has a stripper pole in his fucking office.
As you do.
And a potential stripper / secretary chick.
Right.
And she calls him like something jerk off, like Johnny Jerk Off or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that came from.
That was just some weird, like, extra shit that didn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie, but was just...
Yeah, every time we saw him, he didn't have any shirt on, or he was masturbating, or he was peeing. He was just an unpleasant character.
You just like that he's a leprechaun, don't you?
Actually, it was Jackie that pointed out the leprechaun thing.
Yeah,
I was glad I never saw a pot of gold.
Yeah.
No, in this case, it's probably a pot of pus.
Ugh, stop. What? That's just
a pot of hairy pus. I think that's what he's got.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
anyway,
on from that.
Let's move on. I don't want to think about that. All right.
The monkey was appalled.
There was also a sex scene in the movie, but
sort of.
She was humping the bed.
She was humping the bed, and that was awkward to watch, basically. And then she kept saying something. I forgot what she kept saying. She said like, "I get it" or something like that. Like, "I get it now" or something. You know,
kept saying, "I get it. I get it."
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know if that was supposed to mean something or whatever.
I'm sure it was. Why would you write something in your script that was meaningless? But
I don't know.
In this movie, who the heck knows?
Talk about
Who's the writer? I want to add him on social media, ask him a few questions.
Stuart, Paul.
Hey, I can say whatever I want to say because I'm not in business anymore, so I don't really give two shits.
There you go.
You don't. You know,
you have to get these guys on our program and ask them what the hell's going on. Please explain. Maybe if I can find this one at the Dollar Tree, I can pick it up and there'll be commentary because there was commentary on the Dollface one. So maybe there's commentary on this too.
Oh, there was?
I think so.
Oh, well then you need to go and get I'm adding Tim Dax right now. He might not accept my friend request, but I want to talk to, I think I've had him on my radio show with James Balsamo.
Okay, because I actually tried to friend request Alex Villaret. So we'll see if we can get her on the show.
A cow. Like she's gonna be writing to Stuart and say, a cow just added me.
There you go.
Oh, and they'll be like, accept, it's a cow, you know.
Of course, she will talk like this and say, it is a cow that tried to add me on Facebook.
No. It makes me want cheese.
No. Or milk.
Yes. So now we must film the farting ghost.
See, like if they made that movie, I would watch that. But like,
please.
What they're trying to do in this movie is make something more than what it is, right? And that's the problem. Is because like, if they just kept it like straightforward, you know, like
right, it has to be what it is before you can go more than what it is.
Right,
and they didn't get that far. That was the problem.
Because the beginning of even from the beginning of the movie, we're very confused. Like who are all the? So when you write a movie, you have to establish all the characters and kind of explain who they are. Now, I don't mean like just like, hi, this is my cousin, blah blah blah, right? But like, you know, somehow or another, you gotta let the people know that it's a cousin or an aunt or an uncle, you know, which they sort of do. But they didn't explain that the fucking Asian chick was an was a aunt, you know. They didn't.
Aunts, that made no sense because they looked like they're the same age.
Yeah, like unless she was like a step aunt or something, you know, or whatever.
Adopted.
Like what?
Adopted
aunt, yeah, something like that could make sense. But like, explain stuff like this. Like we're so. Like, we don't know that. And then, like, somebody has to say that probably because they looked at IMDb and it probably said aunt whatever, you know, on it. And that's just sloppy writing, you know. And I get it. Like, they made movies, you know, right? They got the movies made. It's finished, you know, right? Like, good on them. Like, that's an amazing feat right there. But, like, you need to do more than just get a movie made. You know, you need to put some real thought into it.
Absolutely. And then also from the shooting script point of view, we both noticed there was a lot of like unnecessarily weird shot angles and just weird stuff. Right. Remember, there were a number of angles. I know you looked at me and were like, why are we looking at it this way? Ridiculous.
Well, like, or my favorite shot is the fucking tires, but like the tires were just like like they were probably thinking, oh my, like Jackey was like, I bet they were like, this would be a really cool shot, you know, and they were probably thinking that, but it actually wasn't.
Listen, you know? I've worked enough on these types of movies to know what these people think and say, and I'm telling you right now, they were like fist pumping, going, yeah. This could be an awesome shot, bro.
This could be an awesome shot, bro.
No, definitely not. And then, like, you know, the lighting, it just changed. It would be suddenly be incredibly red, then it would be incredibly yellow, it would be incredibly green, it would be incredibly purple. You know, somebody was definitely having fun with the light gels.
Oh, God. You even mentioned one looked like Suspiria or some shit.
Right.
And there was a random one scene where it sounded like a radio, like when your phone's messing up, like currency.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Going through the phone. That had some weird lighting in it too.
The movie
Yeah.
just pulled up.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
gotta plug my fucking computer in. We've been on for too long. It's almost dead.
Yeah, we have that.
I had a little bit more hope when the movie began. Because
I
if you
did too.
remember, in Dollface, it was just a series of pictures. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of strange and cheap. So this one, actually, the beginning shots were kind of cool looking. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe the guy has learned and is doing better and, paid more attention to the cinematography for this one.
Yeah.
But as time went on, it just got crappier and crappier and stinkier. And, it's just, the movie was not really interested in what it looked like so much as just getting these ridiculous plot things going on.
Oh, I totally agree. 100%. It's just after a while, it was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like, and like okay, let's talk about the ending real quick, because it ends like they go to
say.
Okay, let me say some stuff and then you'll interfere, you'll interject. But like they sign the paper or whatever, so they get to go to this house that I guess she inherited, so they all
guess, sure.
I'm just trying to make something sort of make sense.
He's talking out loud.
So then they all go to the house, including Uncle Fun and Aunt Nagy, and then the guys, all the guys show up, including the Private Dick and the cop, who's, I don't know why the old time cop, I don't know why he shows up, but Officer Bonkers shows up, and the friend or whatever, Amber, they're all there. And and the ghost is now in her brain, I guess. I don't so I kept thinking he was like Venom, like, because he's like just talking to her head, saying stuff like,
he did say, "I'm in your head."
Right. Like, I'm gonna be in your head right now. Yeah. So she goes up and they go in there and they all get drunk. And then they all pass out, and then they all get murdered except for her.
And it doesn't show a single murder.
It doesn't show a single murder, except like the aftermath of it when he starts showing everybody who's dead and everything. And then she reveals that she's actually able to see the whole time, and that this ghost has been helping her, I guess, right?
The guardian angel.
The guardian angel has been helping her. Then she sees the guardian angel and freaks out because it looks just like her. But apparently that was the point of a guardian angel, is to make it so, like, she says like something about making it look like, you, to make you feel comfortable.
And then the detective says, "Oh, I had a guardian angel too, and it looks like that." And then the guardian angel changed into him.
Well, it didn't change it to him. I thought there was two of them.
I think it changed into him, and that's what I didn't understand that.
Okay, maybe it did. I don't remember. I thought it was both of them together. So maybe it.
Meanwhile, she's like shooting, threatening to shoot him, and then she's threatening to shoot the ghost or the angel or whatever the frick it is. I don't know.
And then it kind of just cuts, and then he is at dinner eating, or gonna celebrate with this wacky waitress who's just like hanging out for a little bit while they're cheering and stuff, and awkward. And then she leaves, and he talks about how he won $75 million in the lottery. From the lotto numbers. First of all, like, I guess he got the lotto numbers, but we never I don't understand what any of that meant. Like,
and then some guy comes up and he's like, "I'm with Behringer, and Behringer, and somebody's going to kill my wife. Here's my card."
Yep.
And then it sort of ends.
There was just random people popping in and out.
So what happened to Alex Villaret's character? Where did she go? Maybe was she a ghost? Was somebody a ghost? Was there ever a ghost?
Yeah, you saw it at the end.
But it was a guardian angel. Like, there's no ghost. I don't know. This movie just I give
up. I've been doing too much homework to try to investigate this shit.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. The ending ended. That's the only thing I can tell you. The movie ended, and I was thankful for it, and that's about it. I was so happy to see the end of that.
I know. And then I was like, oh man, now we gotta talk about this. Like, I don't know what to like. I was like, let's just get this fucking over with. It's like fucking 12 at night, you know?
I haven't been so confused by a film in a long time. Much worse than Dollface. Dollface made a lot more sense compared to this one.
Yeah, you haven't seen that, Jackie. I don't know if you never will. I hope you never do. Like, just don't, because like and look, we'll tell people they, you know, for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, if you see it, buy it, because
I mean, at least Dollface had a bunch of creepy dolls. Okay, dolls are kind of creepy, right? So that had at least that going for it. This didn't have that even. You know? Yeah. And at one point, one of the dolls gets a couple of balloons and starts floating around after her, and then floats outside, and it like follows her outside the apartment, and then she goes back in and shuts the door, and the poor doll is floating around on the balloons outside the apartment. And we were like, oh, poor doll.
Yeah, but see, nothing like that happened in this movie. Like, it would have been more fun if the ghost was following her around and they got locked out. You know, that'd be funny. Like something happened.
Right.
This movie just didn't have anything like that happen. It had scenes that sort of like that happened. You know, that's it. Like, really, this movie just baffles my mind. I don't.
This is the vision that the Paul brothers had. This magnificent story that they decided to tell.
I don't know, man. This is
improv. Movie, the whole thing feels like it was improv.
Yeah, like if there was writing that Stuart Paul did, there wasn't much. You know, it had a few scenes jotted down, like, you know, we're going to go to this scene, and then we're going to go to this scene, and then we're going to have this wacky character do this, and then this wacky character is going to do that, and then the scene's going to end, you know, and that's all I can say. Like,
and it'll all make sense, or it won't. Who cares?
Or it won't. And
he's a guy that can put out his own movies, right? So it doesn't really matter. It's not like he has to worry about nobody producing or putting out the film. He puts it out himself.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, if we weren't reviewing this movie, I would have turned it off. You know, like, because it's just it just confuses me too much that I can't keep watching it. Dollface at least kept my interest, because I remember like at one point I told you, like, let's turn this off and maybe do it for Indie Film Cafe.
Yeah.
And you were like, you're like, oh no, I'm invested.
I was too invested at that point.
I want to know what's going to happen. So this movie, honestly, if we already weren't set up to do it, you know, I would have said, I can't take this. Like, this, this hurts my brain.
And that's why I'm saying I think Dollface was better, because I wanted to know, I wanted to keep watching. I wanted to see what the heck was going to happen next. This one, I was just confused, and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening, and I don't understand what's going to happen next. And I don't think it's going to help.
Yeah. You know, well, go ahead, Jackie.
I was just going to say it's probably close to a good time for wrapping up, because I just got a phone call.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway, it actually is. You're actually right. So there you go. So Paul, can you explain what we got to do next?
Okay, so at this point, we are going to give our scores on the Stinkometer, which is our movie from, we're going to rate the movie from 1 to 10, by which the lower the score, the better the film is, and the higher the score, the stinkier the movie is. So if you're thinking it's a really good movie, you'd give it a low score. And if you think it's a steaming pile of ghost shit, you would give it a much, much higher score. And then we total up the 3 scores and yada, 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 yada. So we've all been on this show before. We know how this works. Who would like to go ahead and score this movie first?
I will.
All right,
All right.
Jackie.
10.
I had a
Wow.
feeling she was gonna say 10.
Fucking 10. I'm dead.
You're
Nice.
dead. You're you a ghost now?
Yeah, but not a blind one.
Okay.
A blonde
okay.
one though.
But not a
Good one.
not a farting one though.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we have no proof of that.
All right, Mr. Moody, you're next.
This is tough, man.
10, 10, 10, 10.
I know.
Don't even think about it. 1
No.
0.
I mean, because
Pressure's
look,
on.
we've had a lot of Teds this season.
Yeah, y'all pick a lot of shitty fucking movies.
Yeah, we do. This was Paul's pick too. Oh, but god damn. And yeah, I'm gonna go 10. I mean, it was between 10 and 9.5. It was literally between that. And I think just because it's an incoherent fucking mess of a movie that I can't understand what the fuck is going on, that it gets a 10 from me. I'm sorry, I gotta give it a 10.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. 10.
Is this
It's a 30.
Jackie's first 30? Is that why she's so excited?
No, we've done a 30 before, I think.
But the thing is, all my other movies, I had a pretty good idea this was going to be a 30. I had no idea this was going to be a 30. I mean, I suspected it was going to be not so good, but I didn't expect it to be this incoherent. I had no idea it was going to be so weird and strange for no reason. It's bizarre.
I was thinking of, remember we did a couple years ago, we did Baby Ghost. And that was actually about a ghost that was a baby ghost. Like, that totally makes fucking sense.
Right.
And shit. This didn't have any of that. It wasn't a blind ghost. It would have been more fun if it were a blind ghost, like a ghost that like bumped into shit or something.
No ghost really, and nobody was really blind. So
we thought that she was blind, supposed to be blind. So we thought she was going to become a ghost. Like, they kind of set it up like it might happen like that, but
I remember the alien comment. You were like, is she an alien? No one could figure it out.
Yeah, because there was some kind of line about alien stuff or something, or what? Earthling, like the word Earthling. And I'm like, wait, what? Because like only aliens, kind of thing.
I hope somewhere along the line somebody writes a better movie for Alex Villaret, and she has a better character, and we get to see her actually, act in a better film, and maybe we'll have a better idea about her true talents. Because, just the fact that she's been put up in these other movies, it's very difficult to really tell because the movies are so strange and weird,
Yeah, they make absolutely no sense. This
made less more fun.
This made less sense than Dollface.
It did.
Like, I at least sort of knew what was going on, except the ending. The endings to these things go like way too wacky.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was terrible. That's all I can say. It was terrible.
We have to get one of the shows, and we have to get them to talk about what's going on. I don't know if they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Maybe they'll listen to this and be like, "Nope, nope, I don't." Or maybe
they're gonna send a bunch of blind ghosts after us.
Maybe the David the Rock Nelson kind of thing, where they listen to, that's about right. That's what we wanted to confuse the audience. We didn't want
Miss Werewolf made a lot more sense than this one did.
Yeah, but that was way longer. You can't. Yeah, you didn't watch Miss Werewolf. You're lucky. All right.
Time to wrap it up, guys.
Well, thank you guys all for checking this out. Join us next week for a brand new episode and everything. Have a good one, everybody.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Or listening.
And farting.
And farting. All right. Have a good one, guys. And thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you, guys. Always love you guys.
Yep, we love you too. Thank you,
Blame
guys.
Moody.
Well, yeah, don't blame me. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.